this session. So first participant, Jam, you can read.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I am reading Article 21. Biology. Oh, Exobiology, Beyond Earth. Exobiology is a new and rapidly growing branch of science that studies how life could exist using biological systems different from those that prevail on Earth. The word comes from the Greek for the study of alien life, while ordinary biology examines organisms that depend on DNA, RNA, and proteins made from the same 20 amino acid. Exobiology is concerned with the possibility of something more. Its central questions are whether Earth life is the only possible from life or whether organism can be built with alternative genetic codes, unusual chemical bonds, and or in environments where water is replaced by another solvent, such as methane or ammonia. In laboratories, exobiologists build and test such possibilities. Some have engineered bacteria whose DNA includes extra letters beyond the natural A, D, C, and G, producing proteins and novel textures and functions. Others have designed synthetic cells that can store information in artificial molecules or run on new metabolic pathways. These experiments help scientists understand the boundaries of what counts as life and reveal which biochemical features are essential for life to evolve and reproduce. Exobiology also has practical and ethical value. Scientists hope to use the alien biology it deals with to program microbes to make drugs or break down toxic waste while remaining biologically contained because they cannot survive outside controlled conditions. Ultimately, exobiology joined chemistry, genetics, and astrobiology in asking how many forms of life the universe can support. I got done. I call Sumasame. This article, exobiology, this is a new variant of growing branch of science, and this word comes from Greek for study alien life. This organism depend on RNA and DNA, and same as 20 amino acid. And central questions only possible life and build on alternative genetic code. And this is your extra letters can be natural A, D, C, and G. And next photo. Yeah, I got done.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking part.
Okay.
That was uh,
We not to participating in members. Like,
sorry for someone is here. Yeah. So thank you so much, Jam, for taking part. That was a reading is a nicely and summarizes a shortly, so that's good. Thank you. Anybody at the some point from this article? Article number 21. Okay. Uh, Sandy, you want to add the some point from 21 article number?
No,
Okay. Okay, so now move the next participant. Next is Azami. So my article number is 7. Yeah. Yeah. And Indians SMR ambitions get a private sector boost. Reliance Industries Ltd. Indians largest private sector corporation Tata Power and Adani Power are among 6 private entities that are learned to have formally expressed interest to set up a small modular nuclear reactor-based project in response to requests for proposals floated by the state-funded Nuclear Power Corporation of India Ltd. to set up to proposed Bharat Small Modular Reactors or BSMRs and Handcolo Industries JSW engaged and Jindal Steel and Power have also evinced interest. Some 16 seats have been intensively marketed across 6 states: Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand, and Chhattisgarh. The BSMRs are proposed to be constructed and operated under NPCL's supervision. The state-run company will retain operational control and exit ownership, while the successful vendors will hold beneficial rights over the net electricity generated for competitive uses. For fine print shows that the successful bidder must fund the entire project, including capital cost, and will be required to repay NPCIL for all contact incrementally by the latter across across the life cycle of the project, from project activities to final decommission. decommission Decommissioning. In return, these private players, which operated large industrial units ranging from uh, from from petrochemical and edible oil refining units, cement and steel plants, will get access to long-term accelerated electricity output from projects for captive uses. As MRs unproven it promising SMRs, a small nuclear reactors with the capacity of 30 MV megawatt electric to 300 megawatt electric prenuge are increasingly seen as an important for nuclear engagers to remain a commercially competitive option, especially when large nuclear projects are facing implementation delays. SMRs with about a third of the generating capacity of most traditional nuclear power reactors can produce a large amount of low carbon electricity and are seen as a possible solution to meet the power needs of any intensive industries such as steel, aluminum, and cement. There can also be set up by repurposing their thermal power plants that are to be decommissioned. This also comes at the time when global technology companies such as Google and Microsoft and increasingly turning to nuclear energy source to power up with the data centers that thrive and AI boom. Will renewables have been the first choice for some those companies so far? There are hurdles that green power poses. Nuclear offers a solution, especially since the grid need new electricity solution that offer a clean round the clock power source that can tide over the limitation for renewables, no gathering power in the absence of sunshine or winds. As of now, two SMR projects have reached the operational state globally. The SMR named academic Lomonosov following a power unit is Russia that has two models of 35 um, yeah, megawatt electric um, and a state commercial operation on May 2020. There, there is a demonstration SMR project called HDR-PM in China that was connected in December 2021, and it is reported to have started commercial operation in December 2023. There are, however, some question marks over the visibility of nuclear projects, especially SMRs. Indians SMR ambitions. The BSMR project is part of the Indian government's effort to get into the manufacturing value chain of SMRs, increasingly seen as important for nuclear energy to remain a commercially competitive option into the future. New Delhi is passing SMR as the technology of promise that can help industry decarbonization, including a determined hard sell of the country's ability to take something of a leadership roles in the uh, disseminations of the technology through Indian civil nuclear program has expertise in manufacturing a smaller reactor types 2020 megawatt where PHWRs presided having water reactors. And above, the problem for India is its reactor technology based on heavy water and natural uh, uranium, and PHWR are seen as increasingly out of sync with the pressured water reactors. A light water nuclear reactor type, the conducted the largest majority of the world nuclear power plants are now the most dominant reactor type globally. The government choice of the technology mix for its SMR project seems to try and address the a specific concern India honors of latest the three SMR prototypes that are being designated and developed by the Bava Atomic Research Center, a component unit of the DAE, included broadly three reactors type legislative tweaks. Apart from this indigenous effort, India is trying to leverage technology from the US, Russia, and other countries that have an early lead on SMR technology and designing light water reactor project. Legislative groundwork is currently underway for multiple amendments in the two overrings law governing in the country atomic energy sector, which now aim to align these legislators with legal provisions globally, addressing factoring investor concerns and setting the stage for and openings up to Indian civil nuclear sector. The Indian government has committed to getting two key legislative amendments passed, including an explicit access to this effort made in the Union Budget President earlier this year, even through the legislative route for at least one of the two proposed bills would be and arduous ones. So I have done my reading part. Now I must summarize from this article. Yeah. Yeah. So this article is this article is talk about Indians SMR ambitions catch a private sector. So Indian government is increasingly private companies is participant in developing a small modern reactors. So new form of nuclear energy seen as a clean, safe and efficient. Firms like Reliance Industries, Tata Power, Adani Power, Handlock, uh, GSW Energy and Jindal Steel Power. So I have someone interested in setting up such a project under Nuclear Power Corporation of India Ltd. So about 16 potential seats have been identified across states, including like Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand, and Chhattisgarh. So all private players limited rights to be the electricity generated will NPCIL retails or uh, operational control. So, India is preparing legal and policy changes to let private firms help develop a small models nuclear reactors, boosting clean energy, reducing emissions, and mm, positioning India as a global player in advanced nuclear technology. So that's all from my side. Anyone add some point from this article? So welcome. Okay, I think no one. Yeah, ma'am. If you want to add some point. Okay, ma'am. I think.
Sorry, Siddhi. The thing is, I joined you all
Okay, ma'am.
halfway when you were
Uh,
almost.
okay, ma'am. You can try to a next article. Okay. So now I
So,
will. Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm not going to summarize. Just I also come late. Just I'm just asking that after reading the article, what did you say that? I'm summarize. What did you say? Tell me.
Uh, I talk about last line.
No, no, just no. I'm just asking after reading the new article when you just going to summarize that time what you say.
Now I'm going to summarize from the article.
Yeah. It was not like that. It was something else.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
no problem at all.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Arvind, sir. Uh, okay, so now I will move the next participant. Yeah, Arvind, sir. Good morning. Now your turn.
Very good morning. Very good morning.
Sir, which
JM is not.
article you want to read? Yeah, JM is already done.
Okay. So I'm going to read the article number 17.
17. Yeah, sir,
Yes.
carry on.
Okay. Treat employment as a national priority. India is the most populous and one of the youngest countries. Estimates by the Confederation of Indian Industry (CII) suggest that over the next 25 years, India will around 133 million people to its working age population 15 to 64 years, which is close to 18% of the total incremental global workforce. However, India has a short window to leverage this demographic dividend as the worker population is expected to peak around 2043. Employment generation is critical for equity and inclusion. Quality jobs at scale can lift millions out of poverty, reduce regional and social disparities, and ensure a more even distribution of growth benefits. Generating job is also vital for growth and resilience in a consumption-driven economy such as India's. Broadening consumption through good quality jobs accelerates and stabilize growth. Focus on long-term job creation. Employment must therefore be treated as a national priority. This requires consistent growth policies that encourage steady investment and long-term job creation, rather than fragmented or short-term approaches. Despite central and state government initiatives from skill development to social security, India still lacks a unified national framework that comprehensively addresses employment and livelihoods. Job creation requires interventions on both demand and supply sides of the labor market. Demand is driven by economic and sectoral growth, while supply is influenced by skills, mobility, and societal norms. Without bridging these gaps, policy impact will remain limited. A particular concern is the employability of graduates. College curricula, curriculum need focused reviews to make graduates job ready, supplemented with skilling programs that are aligned to industry and emerging sectors. To address these challenges, an integrated national employment policy is of urgent need. This should consolidate existing schemes and align diverse initiatives. It must be developed in coordination with states, key ministries, and industry. India still lacks a unified national framework that addresses issue of employment and livelihoods industry. Governance could be overseen by an empowered group of secretaries with the implementation led by district planning committees that understand local challenges. The policy must define time bound goals, identify high employment potential sectors, and align trade, industrial, education, and labor policies to maximize job creation. It should also tackle labor market frictions, regional disparities, and barriers faced by women and marginalized groups, while ensuring that skilling incorporates technologies such as artificial intelligence and robotics. Another challenge is the mismatch between the availability of people and jobs. The center and states must work together on migration policies and support systems that promote mobility constructively without letting politics become a barrier. Building one India for employment mobility will be critical. Timely implementation of the four labor codes must also be prioritized, and clear transition guidelines and advisory support for businesses will be essential. Sectors to zero in on. Job creation efforts must focus on labor intensive sectors such as textiles, tourism, agro-processing, real estate, and healthcare. The micro, small, and medium enterprises sector, which already employs over 25 crore people, requires a comprehensive support strategy covering access to finance, technology, skilling, and markets to generate growth with jobs. To address urban jobs distress, an urban employment guarantee program could be piloted in select cities. A major opportunity lies in the expanding gig economy, which employs between 80 lakh and 1. No, 80 lakh and 1.8 crore workers and would grow to 9 crore by 2030. With participation spreading into tier 2 and tier 3 cities, it holds enormous potential for job creation and formalization. A national policy for gig economy can help unlock this potential. The policy should promote sector growth while ensuring worker protection through skilling, finance, and social security. A centralized registry could enable seamless onboarding, preserve work histories, and reduce entry barriers. Fair contracts, safety standards, and grievance redress must also be ensured. With the right institutional and regulatory support, the gig economy can become a cornerstone of India's inclusive workforce. Beyond numbers, improving job quality through better wages, safer conditions, and social security is vital. Affordable housing near industrial hubs can improve mobility and equality of life. Regionally balanced employment can be promoted through targeted interventions in 100 most underdeveloped districts. Rural internship for graduates and remote work and BPOs in towns. Enhancing female labor force participation should be another priority. This requires incentives under the employment linked incentives schemes, formalization of Anganwadi and accredited social health activist roles, investment in childcare and elder care, and campaigns to address societal norms restricting women's work. Need for employment data. Finally, high quality real time employment data is critical. A dedicated task force could strengthen methodologies, expand coverage to the informal and rural workforce, and reduce the lag between data collection and publication. With coordinated reforms targeted in investments and an inclusive national employment strategy, India can fundamentally transform its employment landscape. Doing so is not only essential to unlocking its demographic dividend but also central to achieving equitable, resilient, and sustained growth. So these employment focused measures also tie in with the broader reform agenda that CII has laid out in its recent report on policies for a competitive India. Employment generation, as emphasized in this article, is an integral part of the wider vision of building a competitive India and achieving Viksit Bharat by 2047. So I have completed this article uh, reading part. So now I want to summarize. Yeah, this writer really emphasizes on the point that employment should be treated as a national priority because many people are not getting the job according to their qualifications, and also some private sector job also needed. Uh, okay long term job creation also required, uh, because what I say, yeah, it's all about the job creation, because in many sectors many jobs required, and we can promote the workers and daily wages, and many people which are without the jobs, they are not getting the enough uh, food also for their living. So, and what I say, uh, yeah, high quality real time employment also needed here in India, because many uh, like minded people are migrating from India to another country also. So because they don't get the good job, like enough salary according to the qualification. So if center or government is not focusing on the national employment, even in in many states vacancies are announcing, but for recruiting the people is always getting very late, like in UP, or if we say that uh, so PCS or UPPCS or other vacancy like teaching vacancies, or you can say another vacancies related to the revenue. So they are not coming regularly. These vacancies are coming after 2 years. Like in MP also is very late. Like sometimes is after 2 years exam is conducting by the government authority. So it's really not good for the students who are preparing for, or the person who is searching for the job. So while preparing the for the competitive examination, they get late and they get old also. So everything is disturbed uh, while preparing these things really is not good, because if employment, even if you talk about the high services like civil services, so also vacancies are decreasing day by day. Every year it is decreasing, like 50 to 60 numbers. They're decreasing in every services. Like if you are seeing their population is increasing day by day, but in vacancies are decreasing day by day. So it's really not good. Even many people nowadays, even graduates, are wandering here and there. Even BTech holder also, they are searching for any job. Like they are ready to do like job of rupees 10,000 also. So this is really not good. If they have a technical education, they have enough capability uh, to do new things. Like they can involve in the technical things very well. So yet they are not getting good jobs. So this is really not good for for our country. We should create a appropriate job according to the people, how they are, like according to their qualification. So really we are having a shortage of the employment. And yeah, people are trying according to their qualification, but they don't even they don't aware about the employment, how they apply. So many shortage of awareness also. So I think government should spread the awareness also towards the employment, how we can apply and where I can apply, like that. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for taking part. Your time and effort, that's good. Uh, and yeah, naturally reading and summarize is also good because you all
Summarize part, I always find it difficult to summarize.
No, sir, today is a very good. I noticed this. So thank you, sir. Okay, anybody add the some point from this article? Okay, I think no one. So I will move the next participant. So yeah, yeah. S Sunny, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Siddhi.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. So which article you want to read?
I want to read article number 16.
Okay, sir. Carry on.
Okay. Good morning, all of you. I'm reading article number 16. How is AI transforming teaching and learning practices in Indian classroom? Chat, GPT, NVIDIA, and other global businesses giants are investing heavily in AI in India. With the India AI mission aimed to build an ecosystem for trusted and inclusive AI. Teachers and students use AI tools, but ethical dilemmas and the digital divide challenges meaningful classroom interaction. The US-based ChatGPT, developed by OpenAI, announced the opening of its first office in India this year. Union Minister for Electronics and Information Technology, Ashwani Vaishnav, remarked that India is uniquely positioned to drive the next wave of AI-led transformation. With OpenAI, the India AI mission aims to build an ecosystem for trusted and inclusive AI. Beside another US-based company, NVIDIA, a world leader in artificial intelligence, comparing had announced a partnership with India's Reliance company in 2023. The global businesses gains such as Google and Microsoft have invested heavily in AI manufacturing and marketing in India. Tech-savvy pedagogy. In contemporary India, teaching and learning are tangled in ethical twists and turns as teachers and students are increasingly inclined to AI. Integration of advanced technology and pedagogy is arguably a new age mantra for the technocratic management of education. A report of Central Square Foundation that works with the Indian government said that about 17% of school teachers in India are tech savvy. Teachers use AI solution to design pedagogy and curriculum content. This cell solicits a qualitative evaluations of AI literacy and the digital divide in India. The National Sample Survey report this year provided information about the digital divide at the level of quality and skills. Although a large percentage of the population in India uses the internet, the logic of inclusive requires participation in the digital world. Inclusion is evaluated through meaningful and relevant use of technology rather than merely usage. How meaningful is the intervention of AI in the educational world? The chat GPT enhance the quality of teaching and learning. These are the questions that ought to asked while classrooms incorporate evolving AI solutions. Unbridled AI in educational practices. Contrary to the euphoria, the uncritical embrace of AI threatens the philosophical foundations of teaching and learning. Philosophical pedagogy entails a humanistics dialogues between the teacher and the students that fosters empathy and trust. The ideal pedagogies in the history of education emphasis of the evolution of impensatory understanding in the classroom. Whether it is the feminist pedagogy Bell's hooks in the contemporary world or Rabindranath Tagore in early modern India, they envisaged a pedagogic alchemy that inspired harmonistic understanding. The ideal teachers ensured that education was not reduced to the accumulation of information. The educational philosophy solicits a natural and organic rather than singular AI smartness of teacher and the taught. There are also ethical dilemmas of using AI for pedagogy. According to the survey by the Center for Teacher Accreditation, CENTA, A high percentage of teachers employ AI tools in the classroom more for fulfillment of technical requirements than for dialogic engagement with students. The use of AI by students has become a concern for the Central Board of Secondary Education in India. The CBSE issued an advisory against using ChatGPT in board exams. Unfair use of technology by both teachers and students has handicapped the pedagogical essence of classroom interaction between teachers and students. Although AI is enabling the ethical complexity is shadow a consideration of the technocratic management of educational institutes. The current educational practices with AI are reduced to superfinance use of technology. A teacher using audiovisuals through smartphones and computers in the classroom is mistaken for pedagogical smartness. The transformative capacity of teachers instead shall be the yardsticks for the evolution of pedagogy. Only then can AI in the classroom bring about a sense of equity along with improvement teaching quality. India AI mission envisaged the opening of the AI Centers for Excellence COE in education. The mission's pillars are India AI compute capacity geared to establish the infrastructures to support AI innovation, and India AI future skills is towards facilitating the talents to utilize the established infrastructure. These pillars can help create accessible cloud-based tools and promotes basic digital literacy and equip all teachers with skills to be tech savvy. However, teachers also require in-service professional training for capacity enhancement to develop an ethical understanding and meaningful integration of AI into pedagogy. Such a training shall enable pedagogists to critically evaluate and employ technology with an announced capacity to transform the educational practices for a just society. The training modules needs to prioritize independence and freedom, creative and imagination of both teachers and students. The mission's application development initiative promises impactful AI solutions aimed at large-scale socio-economic transformation. Such promising aspects ought to be emboldened in a context-sensitive manner when it comes to the integration of AI with educational practices. Only then would AI not reproduce the social and digital inequalities through seemingly unquestionable smart pedagogy. Without adequate social, ethical, cultural, and political uncharge, AI may become an anthem defended in rhetoric and abused in practices. So I have completed my reading parts. Now I try to summarize this article all about the using of AI as Chat GPT, NVIDIA, and other other softwares in our education system. As know very well, now in the present era, every students and teachers, they are using to chat GPT. If they want to search anything and they want to create a project, a framework of the thesis, so they can get easily just type to the chat GPT, and they can provide all the PDF, all the all the content in the creative way, in a good academic way. So nowadays, what happens? The US based Chat GPT is basically in the US based, and other is the NVIDIA. So nowadays, the Indian government, he says that India will open the many centers in the Chat GPT and AI for the providing good quality of the content, good quality. India have the huge number of the peoples they used to the internet, and the 70% of the students and teachers, they also using to Chat GPT. That's why India AI mission comes, and they told that be opens to the our office, I mean Chat GPT office in India, and their branches also will opens. And as you know, we very well in 2023, NVIDIA also also a we can say a cooperations with the Reliance company. I mean, he just compromise. He just we can say NVIDIA just linked with the Reliance company in 2023, and he says that Chat GPT is the good, and other side the secondary CBSE, secondary board of education, he says that if the question is that if every students they will use to the Chat GPT, they will use to the AI, so they are losing their creativity. Many research has happens, and they says that if every students they find some difficulties for the understanding, they just go to use of the Chat GPT and others of the things. Teachers also, so they are losing their creativity, and there is the major gaps comes between the teachers and the students, and interaction. There is no interactions, there is no we can say emotional attachment, and it is the lack of the emotionals when we are using to AI, and we don't want to give the pressures, we don't want to give the give the we don't want to use deep we can say understanding when we have to the Chat GPT. And it's the says that other in the last of the articles, he says that we should be focused that there is the ethical issues also. We should be know when we are using to Chat GPT AI, so then we should be aware about the ethical norms, and other side. And there is the some digital divides also. Some of the peoples they have to resources, but the other of the peoples they haven't to the resources, and they don't know how to use to Chat GPT. There is also major problem. But other side, he says that Chat GPT and AI, they have no inequality. They can provide every students for the every content, but in our education systems there is the some inequality also, and some some student they have to more accessibility, they are having good education, but other side there is some students they are not having the good educations because for their socio-economic conditions. So that's all about to the in chat importance of the Chat GPT AI tools. And nowadays everyone India have the good market for the Chat GPT. That's why every investors they attract to the Indian market. They are investing their money for the in the Chat GPT AI, because they know that if we will use, we will, it's the bright futures. So that's all about from my side. So thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking part. That was pretty good. And yeah, summarize is a too good. Thank you. Anybody add some points from this article? Anyone? Okay, thank you. Okay, now I will move the next participant. So next is a Natali. Natali, are you there? She is not here. Deep. Deep, are you there? Deep, are you there? Sia, ma'am, are you there? Okay, Sikha, ma'am. Hello, Sikha, ma'am. Are you there? Sikha, ma'am, are you there? Please confirm me. I think she is away. She okay. Sheikh. Sheikh, are you there?
Morning.
Good morning. Sheikh, which article you want today?
My article number is 1, ma'am.
Huh?
1.
One. Yeah, sir, carry on.
Thank you. Good morning, one and all. My article number is 1. Yet to find landing ground for trade deal with the US. Respect our red lines, Jaishankar. Today, a big part of our issues with the US is the fact that we have not arrived at the landing ground for our trade discussions, and the inability so far to reach there has led to a certain tariff between levied. He said. In addition, there is a second tariff which we regard as very unfair for sourcing energy from Russia and, of course, other countries who have done, including countries who right now have a far more antagonistic relationship with Russia than we do. He dwelt at length on the additional penalty tariff levied on India by the US for import of Russian oil, saying this move by the US challenges the basics of competitiveness and market economics. At a time when you have price graphs on energy, when you have sanctions on energy, when you have I am kind of scratching my head and wondering where is market economics? When you have a world where trade was a central subject, consideration of trade has now become tariffs. Where are comparative advantages and competitiveness? It is not just the basics of politics that we are revisiting in many ways, it is also the basics of economics. We are negotiating. It has got to be a trade understanding with the United States, the world's largest market, but also because much of the world has reached those understandings. But it has to be an understanding where our bottom lines and red lines are respected. He said, there are things you can negotiate and there are things you can't. And we are pretty clear about that, and that has been the conversation really which has been, he said, on the future of the Quad grouping comprising the US, India, Japan, and Australia. India to host the summit this year, and there is still no clarity on whether President Donald Trump will attend. Jaishankar assuaged concerns, saying Quad is alive and Quad is well. This year we have had two meetings of Quad foreign ministers, one in January, the first meeting after Trump administration came to power, and one in July. Quad has a sort of bureaucratic setup at different levels in different dimensions. People engage with each other, and that continues. Quad is alive and Quad is well, he said. Observing that the world is going through an extraordinary and intense period of change, he said, one of the big changes of the last few years has been that the United States, which for decades worried about its exposure to external energy requirements, has not only become self-sufficient but is actually exporting energy, he said, adding that it has made energy exports an important part of its strategic outlook. He also said the nature of weaponry, the nature of war has today fundamentally changed. We have seen that in multiple conflicts, starting with Azerbaijan, Armenia, Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Iran, contactless war can have very impactful, sometimes even a decisive outcome. He said while regions in the world, including the US, Russia, and China, are actively defending their interests, India aims to go beyond that. They are trying to maintain their positions, whereas the challenge for India is how to go beyond that. How do we rise in these troubles? For us, just defending what we have simply not good enough at a time in our history, in our corporate. He said the road ahead entails making up for its lost its in the manufacturing sector. Today, our challenge is to build manufacturing because there were decades, in a sense, I would call it lost decades. So we have to play catch up in many areas, but not in a way in which we miss the contemporary opportunities, he said. If you look today at a kind of policies, uh, which is government pushing semiconductor, electric vehicles, renewables, drones to get the optimal mix, because at the day it is tech which is going to make a big difference. Completed.
Yeah, and
So,
summarize. Yeah, sorry.
so the article, the summary of the article is where Foreign Minister Jaishankar saying some of the points regarding US tariffs and importing US tariffs on India. Very where America is the uh, largest market in the world. We import many from America, and we import the oil, some of the other oil related products from Russia, than from other countries to India. So there are gaps, price gap, energy, sanctions on energy, and So this type of condition situations are there in economics is going on by the US imposing heavy tariffs on India. So there is a in between there is a quad group that's India, Japan, and Australia. US are the four quad members in the quad group, and our Foreign Minister also quoted that the quad is allowed and it is well. And there are two meetings which have completed recently in one in January and other in July. So it is a quad is a type of conferences between the four countries and agreements deals between these four countries. And there are wars going on in the world, like Azerbaijan, Armenia, Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Iran, and these wars impact on the price, tariffs, etc. So that's summarizing.
Yeah, thank you. Your reading was really good and confident. And thanks for joining this session. Sheikh.
Hello,
Okay.
Siddhi, I am here.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, I was called many times, but you not response.
This
Okay.
is technical
Yeah,
problem.
ma'am. I will call you a few seconds. Anybody at
Okay.
the some point from this article? Yeah, Sika, ma'am. Which article you want to read?
Okay. I want to read article number 12. Russian
12.
drones. Hello,
Yeah,
12.
ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Carry on.
Russian drones, missiles, and guided bomb strike Ukraine, killing 5. Moscow fires 53 ballistic and cruise missiles and 496 drones targeting 9 regions across the country. Lviv, which was largely spared from the war so far, faces maximum worth NATO member Poland scrambles aircraft to ensure its air safety. Russia launched drones, missiles, and guided aerial bombs across Ukraine early Sunday, killing 5 persons in a major nighttime attack that Ukraine officials said targeted civilian infrastructure. Moscow fired 53 ballistic and cruise missiles and 496 drones, the Ukraine Air Force said. President Vladimir Zelensky reported that none were targeted. 4 persons, including a 15 years old, died in a combined drone and missile strike on Lviv. It was the largest aerial assault on the historic western city and surrounding region since Russia's full-scale invasion on February 24, 2022, according to Maxim Kozylsky, head of the local military administration. Earlier in the war, Lviv was seen as a haven or from the fighting and distraction further east. In a telegram post, Mr. Kozylsky, Kozylsky said Russia launched about 140 Shahed drones and 23 ballistic missiles across the region. At least 6 more persons were injured, according to a statement by Ukraine's police force. The strike left two districts of Lviv without power and disrupted public transformation for a few hours early on Sunday. In the southern city of Zaporizhia, an aerial assault killed a woman and wounded nine others, region head Ivan Fedorov reported. He said strike destroyed residential buildings and left about 73,000 households in Zaporizhia and surrounding areas without power. NATO members Poland said it scrambled aircraft early on Sunday to ensure its air safety after Russia launched airstrikes on Ukraine. East flank NATO members are on high alert after Poland shot down suspected Russian drones in its airbase in September and drone sightings and air incursions, including in Copenhagen and Munich, have to lead to chaos in European aviation. That's all about my article, and it is about the war between Russia and Ukraine. That on Sunday, Russia attacked Ukraine and with 53 ballistic cruise missiles, 496 drones, and targeting 9 regions across the country. It is the Lviv that is which was largely spared from the war so far, and also NATO member Poland scrambles aircraft to ensure its air safety. And also in this attack, Moscow fired six people were killed and died in a combined drone and missile strike. And it is also attack on the southern NATO country, Poland. And it is the first time that is Russia attacked on NATO country. And it is, he also told, that is the head of the local military administration also told that Lviv as a haven from the fighting and destruction part further east. But he also told that is more than at least 6 more persons were injured, according to the statement of Ukraine's police force. And Lviv also disrupted public transformation and power during few hours on Sunday due to attack.
Which newspaper
And
will explain?
in the hello.
Which
Yeah.
newspaper to explain?
Who speak?
Hello.
UK. Pahari, please, during the season, so please mute yourself. Yeah, ma'am,
Sorry,
continue.
Okay. But it is the two city of southern area of that is Zaporizhia. So they are also they are killed a woman. It is only unwounded 9 others. This is about the situation of Poland and also Lviv, and they told that is they attacked on the residential buildings and 73,000 households in Zaporizhia and surrounding years. That is, the destroyed 73,000 houses, and also they are continuing, that is power cut due to, but it is that is Poland. They are also in great alert because it is the first time they are attacked by Russia, the NATO country, and suspected Russian maybe attack, and also they are trying to uh, destroy and distraction in this regard in Ukraine. That's all. It is about
Yeah.
work. Mm. Thank you.
Are you done, ma'am?
Yeah, I have done. It is a short
Yeah.
article. Mm.
Yeah. Thank you, Sikha ma'am. Your reading beautiful and confident is also good. And yeah, summarizes also nicely. Thank you for taking part.
Mm.
Anyone is at the some point from this article? Anyone here? Okay, so now I will move the next participant. So next is a Saurabh, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
When is my turn, Siddhi? Can you once just confirm?
Ma'am, I already called you, but you're not here. Yeah, I will call you after Saurabh, and any no issue. So if you no problem.
Mm, all right, go ahead. I was waiting. I was wondering basically that when my
Okay,
turn
ma'am.
is
Saurabh,
there.
can you wait?
Yes.
Huh?
Hello.
After Sia, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much for kindly. Uh, okay, Sia, ma'am. Which article you?
Shall I go with the article number 9?
Ma'am,
Because
carry
that's
on.
my forte. Okay. So, very first of all, I truly appreciate you sort of for your gentle gesture that you showed towards me. It means a lot. And I wish you all a very lovely, happy morning. And here I am about to commence the article number 9, which goes ways of eating. Overindulgence in carbohydrates and low protein intake are contributing to obesity crisis. India's obesity crisis, my bad. So, India's obesity problem and its connection to the surge in non communicable diseases like diabetes and hypertension has been evident for some time now. The findings of a recent survey offer a clearer picture of what may be one of the biggest factors driving this ballooning crisis. Conducted as part of a study by the Indian Council of Medical Research India Diabetes, which abbreviately goes ICMRINDIAB, in collaboration with the Madras Diabetes Research Foundation. The survey has found the typical diet across the country to be highly skewed in favor of carbohydrates, which contribute a whopping 62% of daily calories for most Indians. Along with this overconsumption of refined carbohydrates, chiefly in the form of white rice, mild whole grains, and added sugar, the survey conducted with a sample of 1,21,077 Indian adults from urban and rural areas of 36 states, union territories, and NCT Delhi has also found suboptimal protein consumption. It is a crisis, in other words, that begins at the basic level of how people are putting together their meals. In a country that has historically struggled with malnutrition, the growing number of people who appear to be simultaneously overfed and undernourished should set alarms bells ringing at every level. It is further proof that rising prosperity does not automatically translate to a healthier diet. Indeed, what these findings make clear is that beyond talking the recognized risks posed by overconsumption of salt, fat, and sugar-laden ultra-processed packaged snacks and drinks, increasingly evident across rural and urban parts of the country, there is an urgent need to address lack of awareness about the macronutrient composition of the average Indian's diet, and some steps have already been taken to address the overindulgence in junk food, notably in light of the alarming rise in childhood obesity rates. More than 12 million children more than 12 million children were grossly overweight in 2022 compared to 0.4 million in 1990 as per a Lancet study last year. One such initiative is the CBSE's directive earlier this year to set up sugar boards in affiliated schools to reinforce the dangers of excessive sugar consumption. But such steps are not nearly enough. Neither are government initiatives to encourage greater consumption of millets, which have been promoted as a more nutritionally dense replacement for refined grains, as they do not take into the account as they do not take into account the fundamental problems of overindulgence in carbs and protein deficiency. This is also why policies that place political imperatives above public health concerns, such as the exclusion of eggs in midday meal schemes in various states, need a rethink. In a country where large portions of rice, roti, and other grain based foods from the center of a meal, representing both security and satiation, what is needed is a strategy that places nutrition science at its center, involving both um, children and adults. Sorry, I lost the track because I'm getting a call. Uh, where I was. Okay, so overhauling the way people eat, how they have long eaten, is not going to be easy, but it must be done. So I am finished off reading article. Now I'll come to the recapitulation part. But before I come to that, I am getting a very important. I'm getting really a very important call. Let me attend it, and I'll be just right back in a few seconds.
Ma'am.
Okay, so as I said, keeping my words intact, here I am back. I hope I didn't extend the time. All right, so I was finished off reading article, and here coming to the summary part. Okay, so basically this article is talking about India's growing obesity problem and how it is deeply connected to the way we eat. Can anybody confirm I'm audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. Yes, so this article is about that India's growing obesity problem and how it is deeply connected to the way we eat. So, especially our love for carbohydrates and lack of protein in our daily diet. So, you see, according to a big study by the Indian Council of Medical Research and the Madras Diabetes Research Foundation, the sorry, the average Indian gets about 62% of their daily calories just from carbohydrates and mostly from white rice, mild grains, and added sugar. And this is not all. We don't eat enough protein, which means that our meals are filling but not really nourishing. So yes, we are eating a lot but not eating right. So this is what this article basically underlining. And the next highlight of this article is that India is facing a strange situation, means where people are both overfed and undernourished at the same time. So what does it mean? It means that even though food is available, but the quality of nutrition is really poor. And it's not just about having enough food, it's about eating the right kind of food. So, and this brings the next problem which shows up is that the rise of junk food and sugary snacks. So from big cities to small towns, people are consuming way too many salt, fat, and sugar-loaded processed foods. And what's worse is that many don't even realize that how harmful these are because awareness about balanced nutrition is still very low in most of the regions in India. And then coming to the next point that says that the that how childhood obesity has become a major red flag in India. So can you imagine that more than 12 million Indian children were overweight in 2022 compared to just zero point 0.4 million in 1990. So this is the data statistic mentioned here in this article, and which is a massive jump, right? And to tackle this, the CBSE, you all know, right? Central Board of Secondary Education, it recently introduced sugar boards in schools to teach kids about the dangers of eating too much sugar. So it's a smart step by CBSE. But here is the catch. The article is saying that such steps are not enough. Even promoting millets, which is basically like bajra, ragi, jowar, and all, is helpful, but not the complete solution. Why? Because the real issue basically is lying in our unbalanced diet. There's too many carbs, too little protein. So just replacing rice with millets isn't the final answer. So what we really need is nutrition education and a complete rethink of how we build our meals, including school launches and midday meal schemes and all. And let me tell you, like we as a country even have been eating this rice, roti, and other grain-based foods for generations, means generations after generations. It's our basically culture, right? But times have changed. Our lifestyles are more sedentary, so our food habits must change too. So the focus now should be on balanced meals with good carbs, enough proteins, and less sugar and oil. I know it's not easy, it's something easier said than done, but it's possible and it must be done. Yes, so all in all, the crux of this article is India's obesity crisis is not just about overeating, it's about eating wrong. And our diets are dominated by carbs and lack of essential proteins, which basically lead to poor health even among those who eat enough. So the solution lies in balanced nutrition, awareness, and lifestyle change, not just in temporary fixes. So yes, this is the crux of this article. That is all. Is I am done with my turn, Siddhi.
Yeah, thank you, Sia ma'am, for taking part. Anybody at the some point from this article, Sika ma'am, Sia ma'am already mentioned all this, but anyone at the some point, so welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Now I will move the next participant. Next is a Saurav. Saurav, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Saurav. Okay, so which article you want to read?
I read article number 14.
Yeah, sir, carry on.
My topic is Bangladesh deploys warships, patrol aircraft to protect prizes Hilsa fish. Bangladesh Defence Force said it has deployed warships and patrol aircraft as part of special surveillance operation to protect a prizes fish from illegal fishing during its spawning season. The herring like hilsa, Bangladesh national fish and a much loved delicacy in West Bengal in neighboring India returned from the Bay of Bengal to rivers each year to lay eggs. Bangladeshi authorities said on Saturday they had imposed a 3-week ban on fishing from October 4, 2025 to safeguard the spawning areas. The Defense Forces Inter-Service Public Relations said in a statement that 17 Navy warships and patrol helicopters had been deployed to enforce the ban and protect the fish. The warships and state-of-the-art maritime patrol aircraft have been conducting round-the-clock surveillance to prevent the intrusion of domestic and foreign fishermen into the deep sea, it said. Millions in Bangladesh depend on the fish, which can cost up to 2,200 taka a kg in Dhaka. Indian fishing fleets trawl the brackish waters of the Ganges and its west delta, feeding demand in megacity of Kolkata and the white state of West Bengal, which has a population of more than 100 million people. Overfishing to meet such demand can deplete stocks as the hilsa return to spawn. Environmental experts say fish stocks have also been hit by changes to the ecologically sensitive and low-lying deltas threatened by rising seas driven by climate change. However, they also fear the ships could disturb the spawning hilsa at a critical time. MD Abdul Wahab, former head of the Ecofish project at Wordfish, said the hilsa needed calm and undisturbed waters for spawning and suggested the use of drones instead. The Bangladesh government has allocated 25 kg of rice per fishing family to compensate for the ban. Some said that was not enough. I completed my reading part. I summarize this topic. Bangladesh has deployed naval warships and patrol aircraft to guard the Bay of Bengal during the Hilsa breeding season. The move aims to protect the Hilsa fish population from illegal fishing during the government imposed fishing ban. The ban is enforced every year to allow safe breeding and increase fish stocks. Hilsa is Bangladesh's national fish and a major export commodity. The operation involves coast guards, navy and local authorities to ensure strict compliance. Authorities have warned that violators will face heavy penalties. This conservation effort helps sustain the livelihoods of thousands of fishermen in the long term. The government also provides financial aid to affected fishermen during the ban period. Hilsa contributes significantly to Bangladesh economy and food security. The initiative shows Bangladesh's strong commitment to marine conservation and sustainable fishing. I completed my summarized part.
Yeah, first, thank you so much, Solat, for taking part. Uh, your reading is a good and nicely summarized. So keep it up, and I really appreciate your time and effort. Thank you, and you have a patience, so that's good, and your kindness is good. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Okay, anybody at the some point from this article? Article number is 14. Okay, so next participant is Natali. Natali, are you there? She's not here. Okay. Patty. Patty, are you there? Not here. Okay. Deep. Not here. Okay, so now I will conclude this session. So thank you everyone for taking part. That was a great session. And yeah, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you.